Here I've got a really nice big, I think it's aluminium or it could be stainless. Yeah, I think it's aluminium hatch. So I need to clean it up and I need to kind of freshen it up and I need to reglaze it. So I have a new piece of glazing. I think it's Lexan. It's got a nice kind of smoky finish to it. So I'm going to reglaze this hatch with this glass, and I need to remove all of the old cement. So at the end of it I'll have a really nice hatch. I'll have all the plastic as well. It'll be fully resealed and it's really nice and big, so it'll let a lot of light in, you know. That's going to be really nice. Really nice design feature is these three hinges, and they offer a lot of strength and rigidity into this hatch. So if a big sea comes on board, you can be pretty sure that this hatch isn't going anywhere. I've also got a really nice shotgun mic coming this week, so my audio will be a lot better. Right now I'm just using a D7000 Nikon, and the mics aren't fantastic in them. I also have an Olympus TG5 that I use for the walking around stuff. But when I've got a tripod set up, I can just use my D7000. I've got a D600 as well that I use sometimes, but that's my baby, so I like keeping that safe. So now that I've got that out, see a lot of the sealant has kind of gone all kind of gooey. So I'd say this hatch probably wasn't sealing very well. So reglazing was definitely always going to be an option. So now that I've got the old one out, I can test fit the new glazing and get an idea of what it's going to look like. Now I know that the new glazing is very tight inside the hatch, because the guy who cut it for me said he cut it a bit too big. So what I'll have to do is I'll use a router and I'll route off the edges and I'll kind of shorten it down a little bit. What that'll also do is allow sealant to get into the edges rather than just onto the surface. So that'll have 2 points of sealant, and I think that'll make it a lot easier to seal. It sits in there pretty tight, and it looks really good. It's going to look really smart. I kind of started to rub it down a little bit with sandpaper here, but I don't know, is that a wise decision? I think it might be anodized aluminium, so I need to. I think that I might have. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to continue the way that way. I think I'm just going to clean it. I don't think I'll bother sanding it because I think I might have rubbed anodize off that, which is not great. But I'll clean up the rest of it and see how it looks. But I think I'm just going to polish it with some kind of metal polish and not sand it like I was. I think it might be wise to do that. I actually get such a good kick out of restoring old stuff, bringing old stuff back. Like this probably would have gone into the scrap heap because the glass was all faded and covered in paint, and yeah, it's a bit of an expense and a bit of elbow grease to get it back up to the way to a functioning kind of to useful state. But it's probably half the price of a new one. And I'm reducing waste because I'm reusing an old one. So yeah, I'll probably get it from my dad as well. He used to spend a lot of time fixing antiques and selling them, so that's probably where I got it from. I don't know. I like it here. So now that I've got the most of the sealant out of the joint for the glass, I'm going to test fit it one more time, because it might not actually need a trim. I need to decide on that. There might be enough surface area for the sealant. Oh yeah, it's going to look really nice. Especially because there's a plastic trim to go around it as well, I think. That's going to be really nice. I'm excited about that. Is it just me, or is peeling this stuff off the most satisfying thing ever? I'm not going to, because I don't want it to get damaged, but oh, it's going to look so nice. Oh, especially because it's like glazed as well, or it's kind of frosted or tinted. It's kind of like a black tint. Oh, it's going to be really nice. Oh, I'm very excited. Oh, I think so. Now what I need to do is I need to use 295 UV Sikaflex. So it's like a UV resistant sealant. So I will use something called Sika Primer, which is a ridiculously overpriced primer that will set in the groove here and give the Sikaflex a really good base to stick to. So then I'll use the UV Sikaflex to stick this in, and then it's going to be really nice. I don't think I'm going to bother. I don't think I'm going to bother with trimming it, because it sits really nicely, like all the way around. And I can bead sealant in there, and I haven't got the plastic cover, I haven't even seen it yet, but I think there's a plastic cover to go on this hatch. And then when I'm inside, I need to put there's a rubber kind of trim that's all, yeah. If you remember from one of my last videos, I took the steering binnacle off, and I've been trying to break it down to just the housing, the binnacle housing. So I've got to take all these guys out, and I've got to figure out a way of getting this shaft out. I think to get the shaft out, I need to take off the two ends, knock the pin out of this guy, out of the cog, and once that's off, I think I can knock the shaft through this way through the bearings. I think they're pressed into the bearings, so I can knock those through. Key thing is not to damage the shaft, and also I put this in my drill so that I can I love this drill. I managed to get this guy loose, so this shaft is now loose, but the problem is now that I can't get the bearings out. The bearings are seized in the casing, so I think I might need to get a press, which I don't like using presses because any misalignment you can bend stuff, and I'm gonna have to get probably gonna have to get somebody to do it for me. So yeah, I'll try it. I mean, I tried to get this bearing out, but it just started falling apart, but only the dust covers, so I'm going to have to leave that for a while. I was kind of hoping to drop this to the sandblaster tomorrow, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I'd say it's just salt water has just kept getting into there, and it's seized, the bearings are just seized, so maybe some heat, might get some heat on it and press it out, so I'll give that to somebody to deal with, I think. I'm going to leave that for tonight now, I think. I managed to get the hatch disassembled. I cleaned, it's about 90% clean now, ready to be reglazed. The reason I didn't fully clean it is because I want to get some like acetone and stuff. I've got the binnacle housing about 80% disassembled, so if I can get those bearings out, it means that I can get the binnacle sandblasted and powder coated. So yeah, not a bad evening actually. Yeah, it's nice to come up after work and do a bit. It's kind of cool because I can bring up jobs, and I've got like my notebook full of jobs, and I just tip away at them. So anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, see you next time.